Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today, we are so honored to have Minister Fedeli, the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade, to have an interview with us. And my name is Wing Chang, the Manager of Business Ventures of Singtel Media Group Canada. So how are you, Vic?
Well, I'm fine. I am Victor Fedeli, the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade in Ontario. And Wing, it's a great honor to be with you today.
Awesome. So today we're going to chat a little bit about the Ontario Together program. If you guys haven't get in touch of most of it, the Ontario Together program asks for different supports from the public to fight coronavirus, which is also called COVID-19, and includes supplies, innovation, volunteers, etc. And the Ontario Together Fund has 50 million to support the submissions that we can action quickly. So today we're going to chat a little bit about the supplies and also what is missing and how much more do we get there. So first of all, let's chat a little bit about supplies, which includes asking for ventilators. I can see on swabs, masks, eye protection. So the first question is, as we can see from the website, there's a form that the companies need to fill in, including the mask standard to make things clear. So after the submission, what is the next procedure? Do companies wait for contact, and what will be the criteria to choose from? Because I heard that there's been like 14,000 submissions.
Yeah.
So how do you guys determine which one to deal with?
Well, we have a team of experts who go through each and every submission. We triage it, if you will. Our experts go there and we move them into sort of a hot lead, a medium lead, and something that needs more investigation. And then we immediately, everybody gets a reference number. They get emailed back very quickly with the reference number that we can refer to. But through the website, we've already bought $150 million worth of gloves. We bought more than 5 million gloves, more than 20 million masks. We bought more than 250,000 face shields, tens upon tens of thousands of bottles of sanitizers. So that side of it has been working very well. We had 3,700 companies offer to retool their plants or buy new equipment. So we've been taking these offers and assessing those as well. So it's been working extremely well. We've seen a real genuine spirit of Ontario come through.
Awesome. So upon all the materials that received, so after the procedure, let's say, for example, I decide to deal with one company, are there any procedures to check the quality or to ensure the standard is met for all the orders? Because we can see that Premier Duckfrog also saying that there has been 200,000 of N95 masks. They are coming into Ontario. So what are the measures that could ensure the quality upon purchase or deliver, like to ensure that these are met, like the criteria?
Well, first of all, there's good criteria, very strict criteria. They all have to be approved by Health Canada. We have our own approvals here in Ontario. We have our inspectors who go through each and every one of these packages as well. So we're very satisfied that we have absolute safety and security of the people front and foremost. But I can tell you, Wing, that we've seen great uptake. So if you look at companies, auto parts manufacturers, very popular names like Magna, Martin Rea, Linamar, they are now making components for ventilators. And we have made a purchase of 10,000 ventilators made right here in Ontario. Another very popular company, Woodbridge, is now making 1 million masks a week. And the Premier picked up the first box of masks and delivered it to one of the hospitals. Ford Canada is making face shields. So it's an exciting program that so many companies. The first phone call I made was to Canada Goose. I had, as minister, just toured their plant sometime before and saw how they make their beautiful coats. Well, I called them and said, look, what do you think about retooling to make something like masks or gowns? And now they're making 700,000 gowns. So the program's been working very well.
Awesome. Nice to hear. So will there be any certain procedure to audit for the materials that has been ordered? Like, is it prior to receiving, after receiving? Like, will there be any audits on that?
Yes, we expect before, during, and after to occur. We want to make sure that the people of Ontario are getting the highest quality materials at a price that satisfies the taxpayer as well. So it's been a very instructive process, but also very helpful. You know, we've seen not just the big companies step in, Wing. We've seen small companies. I had one immigrant call me. He's been here in Canada for 12 years. He says, I want to give back. He sent me a photo of himself. He's got a jet laser printer and a cutter in his house for his hobby. He said, here's a picture of me and my 3 girls making 1,000 face shields for our local hospital. And we have stories like this that are nonstop. And he said, I saw you on TV talking about Ford and others making 300,000 of these a week. I know I'm just a little guy, but let us little guys continue to make all these products until the big guys got their assembly lines. And I thought, boy, he's really captured the spirit of Ontario.
Nice to hear these heartwarming stories, definitely. So if general public or if you guys are watching and want to donate, definitely do not miss this opportunity to give back to the society. So Minister Fedeli, I have one more question. Upon all the public request materials, which item is the most in need right now?
Primarily, we need N95 masks. We need gloves. We just ordered 900,000 made in Ontario testing kits from Spartan. That's just absolutely beautiful to see that. We think we have enough companies now making hand sanitizer, so much so that we ran out of the ethanol to make it. So we fixed that supply now, but we think there's enough companies out there making sanitizer. We think we have enough companies making the face shields, but we need the masks, we need the gloves. Those are really the products that we need.
Okay, and for the beneficiary out there, it includes hospitals. We heard about senior homes and some nonprofit organizations. They are all getting the donation. So how do the government determine the priority on distribution?
So we have call-ins every day from every hospital in Ontario, all of the organizations, all frontline services tell us what they're consuming. So we have a record. I see it every single morning, how much is being used, how much is coming in, and we match up to make sure that everybody has an adequate supply. So we're in very good shape with that.
So what you mean is that when somebody they ask for help, they email or they call, usually it will be justified from the amount that they request, and then they will have somebody to assess on whether it's need, and then it will match what they asked, right?
They don't call in or email. Every single day they must report how much PPE, personal protective equipment, they have in stock and itemize every item. Every piece of PPE, and we know what we're getting in, so we make sure that our shipments match how much they're using on a day-to-day basis. And if there's anything extreme, they let us know.
I see. Thanks for answering in detail, because there has been people that doubting or asking on, hey, which organization actually gets it? What is the priority? And thank you for answering that. And according to the statistics and information given up to this moment, which industry affects the most by the COVID-19 measures? We know that for restaurants, they are forced to close or do takeout instead. And we know that some of the, let's say, entertainment industry in Canada, like right now, they are also stopping. So which industry affects the most for right now, according to the government data?
It's interesting, Wing. All of the automotive companies have shut down. All 5 automotive companies, they were making 2 million vehicles a year. So that sector has shut down temporarily. But that means all of the auto parts suppliers have no business, no products nothing to ship. It also means that all of the tool and die makers and the mold makers, it's a long chain all the way down. So that's been a sector that's been particularly affected. There's no sporting events, so we've got all of these massive arenas that don't have any activity, yet they have expenses. Look at the Toronto airport. There's 50,000 people a day that work there. Well, without any traffic and without any airline business, or very little, most of those have been shut down as well. So, Wing, there's no sector that hasn't been adversely affected by this. People, I think, have universally struggled and suffered with this.
Yes, it is. And hopefully, looking at the bright side, everything will be resumed and recover soon. And just curious, because this is actually the question from one of our audience. They are asking that when business activities are resumed, which industry will have a greater chance to receive government support or funding?
Well, we've been very clear. We put $17 billion into helping our families and our businesses, $3.7 billion into families and jobs, $3.3 billion into health, and $10 billion is there as a fund for the business community. We've delayed and deferred all their payments to government. So there's no WSIB, no employer health tax, no taxes. We've taken the provincial share of property taxes away. We've done a tremendous amount for the business community. The federal government as well has stepped in on their side. So we meet together, we talk about who can do what. We know where we can put our inputs in. For instance, if you have children 12 and under, you get a check for $200 for every child. That's automatic. If you're a low-income senior, you get your gains, guaranteed annual income payments every month. The check is doubled automatically. When you open your envelope, your check is twice as much as the month before. So these are the kind of supports that we've been putting in. So when our economy does open up again, we expect to come out slowly and surely, and to make sure that we don't have a recurrence of COVID-19.
Okay, thank you so much for answering our questions today. So last but not least, do you have any special message to our readers and audience today?
Practice social distancing, physical distancing, love your family, but if you can't see them, use your telephone, use electronic means, stay safe, keep your family protected. We'll get through this together, and we'll come out on the other side a stronger Ontario. But stay safe first, family first.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Minister Fedeli, for doing an interview with us. Again, he's the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. And so that's all for today for my questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, Wayne. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.